"Yeah, like, you've been in the game for a while. What's that?" And like, I normally don't say nothing. But if you bring it up in conversation, everybody's like, system, and you can see people start to shrug and go, you know, PTW owner and stuff like that. But everybody is like they think that you're like some type of elitist or like snob when it comes to guns, when it's just your preference.
Yeah, you're just better than them because you've got more money.
You're listening to the Defrowe Airsoft Podcast, hosted by Stuart Rowe. Meet the legend. Meet the legend.
This episode is brought to you by Hefe's Airsoft Solutions. Use code DEFROWE10 at checkout. Hey everyone, welcome to the Meet the Legend podcast. My name is Stuart Rowe, and today we are sitting down with Kaz. Thanks for coming, man.
What's up? Thanks for inviting me.
Man, so tell us all about yourself. Who is Kaz?
All right, well, I'm an airsofter from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I've been playing since the early 2000s. The super early 2000s is when I learned about airsoft, and then a couple years later, we started going out and playing and stuff like that. So I've been in the game, I don't know, almost for 20 years.
Damn, same as me, man. All right, man. So lots of airsofters want fame, especially me. So why did you choose to stay under the radar as an airsofter?
For one, back in the day when everybody was picking up cameras, like in like the early days, I only knew like a couple guys that would pick up cameras and record the games and stuff. And I just never did, because I always liked to enjoy the experience for me, and just all I had was an Instagram. I went from like MySpace to an Instagram, and I used to put my airsoft stuff on MySpace, and then it just flipped over, and everybody was like, "Yo, it's just a new cool app that you can, like take pictures and show art with," and that's why we originally had Instagram.
I remember that
sort of like an artistic picture thing,
yeah.
And then it turned into like
a
look at
TikTok
me
flow
thing, a status thing, yeah. Like, look at me do this, look at me do that, and
that's right. Like when it started, it was almost a copy of, what is the name of that app? It was like the biggest picture app in the early 2000s. Oh God, I had a subscription to it. I don't even remember the name. It's like $50 a year for the subscription. Flickr. It was called Flickr.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And yeah, everyone was on Flickr, and then Flickr kind of was starting to die down. Everyone was like, hey, move to Insta. And then all my friends from photography moved from Flickr to Insta.
Yeah.
But then I didn't really bother with the first year or so, because it was just photographers sharing all their photos, but they'd been cropped from like widescreen down to this square, and the composition was a little weird. So I didn't do it. I wanted to keep my rectangle.
Right. Yeah, we used to have like Insta size and stuff like that for pictures that we wanted to kind of fit in. So I had to download another app just to size it and give it borders so it could fit in. Yeah, we're like compressing and shit. But yeah, so I got into that, and I wanted to just kind of just stay low, and like through that, I got found through Instagram. Companies picked me up and asked me if I wanted to rep them, and I was down with a lot of companies for a while, and I was with LBX. I was, for a short time, I was a rep for Lalo Tactical, the shoe guys, but I still went out and promoted, companies like EG, like Enola Gay, Elite Force, give me BBs and stuff like that. Enola Gay gave me the smoke and the bombs. Like I had gear through LBX and the shoes through Lalo. And so, it's like an on and off thing. If you're not really getting paid, then you really have no obligation to it. It's just kind of what you want to stick to. At the time, I was with LBX, and they were just taking care of stuff for me, and it was cool. They kept sending me gear and stuff like that. And when I was with Lalo, I was doing some rep work for them, And I even tried to get accounts, but it was hard trying to sell a $300 pair of boots, like boots that are like $300 a pair, $350 a pair to airsofters.
Yeah, because I got my $40 boots, and they're fine.
They work, right?
For the once every, maybe use them twice a month.
Right. So I'm trying to push new technology to like airsofters, and it really don't matter because they'll put on a pair of $40 boots and be like, "Yo, I'm cool."
Yep,
So,
that's how I think.
yeah. So I was going to different events, setting up, and after a while, I'm like, "Yo, guys, I'm starting to cost. What's up? What's up with some bread?" And people kept leaving me on red. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck everything. Fuck all this shit. Just I'm playing for me.
Not everyone that does airsoft is a millionaire. And this was like a big surprise for me, because when I started playing airsoft, I was just like a lonely English teacher in Japan, getting like maybe $2K, $3K a month, American. But when I started playing airsoft, like all the other foreigners that played were investment bankers. They all worked for like, Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, stuff like that. And they were like, my team was about 20 investment bankers, and everyone would rock up on the airsoft field in a Porsche, in a Mercedes, in a BMW, just in the nicest cars. And then people like would get out their new guns, like, oh yeah, this is the no Tokyo Marui, but I gutted it and I just bought all new internals. It was only like $3,000. I'm like, where are you Oldly? And the concept of money was just so different, because I was like, yeah, I've got my $100 Marui and it's pretty good. And everyone else just had so much more money than me. And I was like, well, I need to make more money.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Yeah. And so like, yeah, it was like another thing with like I see a lot of people pushing for sponsorships and stuff. And it's like, if you can afford it, don't push for it. If they ask you for it, just get money front. Don't get money if you ain't representing these companies. Now, yeah, well, companies look out for players, and they all do in some type of way. But it's like they can give you, like they can give you some products, and you're just doing all promotion for them, and they're making money. When you ask to get on the payroll and they say no, then you'll figure out why. It's just, it's like one of those things where, it's like
communication's important. You need to communicate with the company. You need to work out the contract that's best for both people. But
yeah,
it's a bait and switch is no fun, and it's no fun being left on red. So yeah, I get it, man.
So if you ain't getting paid, don't be out here yelling which companies you repping, because you're just a product ambassador. You know what I mean? I'm holding this down. I'm holding that down. They're giving you a check. No,
get that cheddar.
Yeah, get the cheddar. And Intel.
Well, I'm very happy to say I have one sponsor at the moment, which is Hefe's Airsoft Solutions. The guy is great. He sponsors me. I get paid money. I like him. He's cool. So,
or even like event coverage. You know what I mean? If they can cover an event or cover travel to somewhere, you know what I mean? Find out a way to make it work.
Yeah,
just don't constantly
communicate expectations, and that's what you need to do. If you think you want to get a ton of cash, and if they think they're going to give you this free vest and it's going to be all good, neither party is wrong. It's just a miscommunication. So you no one's a mind reader. So you're an adult, sit down, talk to the other person, make a contract, say what you want. Don't just expect the other person to know exactly what you want. Like, you're not dating them.
Right. Right. Like they'll give you free shit out the ass.
Yeah.
But that might be in their prototype or or product sample budget where it's already paid for. So that they're giving you something for free that basically costs them nothing, and you're out there promoting and still doing it.
And for everyone listening, I want all of that stuff. So all those prototypes, all that free stuff, send it my way. Because I want it.
Yeah, I don't even care no more, man. I'm like the OG. I just go to play. I go to the game and just play.
For me, I just want interesting and new stuff, because like I've got like 6 loadouts. I've got over 50 guns. My whole apartment is an arsenal. There's nothing people can really give me that I don't have, or I can't buy myself.
Right.
So I want that interesting stuff that I can take to a field. People like, oh, what's that?
Right.
That's what I want. I want cool stuff.
That's how I am, because I I got guns that I don't even have to tech. They just run perfect, and they ran flawless for a while. But I can't get out of fucking buying new stuff and just getting in the gearbox and like messing with like a new gun just to upgrade it and give it away or something. I hear you. I can't sit still with it, you know.
And I am terrible with gearboxes. I got these big hands and they just destroy gearboxes. So I just give it to my techs, and I give those techs money, and then they make me beautiful guns.
Right.
And that way I don't need to waste 10 hours on a Saturday. So let's jump into the next question here. So I heard that you are a PTW owner. You have those Sistemas. What is it like being a PTW owner?
All right. Now, when you get in conversation with somebody, you know, and like, you know, like, oh, like, what do you shoot? You know, like, what do you shoot? And somebody's like, you know, well, I shoot, you know, like I shoot a Crytek with the Gate Titan, and you know, I got the 13-to-1 gears, SSG, brushless motor, and all this stuff. So I'm like, oh, that's nice.
People bragging about an SSG? What is this, like 2006?
Right. So everybody's like, you know, like, oh man, like you've been in the game for a while. What's that? You know, and like I normally don't say nothing, but if you bring it up in conversation, everybody's like, you know, system, and you can see people start to shrug and, you know, and go, you know, PTW owner and stuff like that. But everybody is like they think that you're like some type of elitist or like snob when it comes to guns, when it's just your preference.
Yeah, you're just better than them because you've got more money.
I got 4. I got like 4 PTWs. Yeah. I've got like old ones. This is like one that's
I haven't seen a PTW M16 before with a carry handle.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This is the A2.
M16 A2.
Yeah. This is like
the A2 the one with the burst or the full auto?
Burst.
Burst. Okay. A1 is full auto then. Yeah.
Yeah. The A2 is like the carry handle. You know what I mean? You got the carry handle frame and everything. And I mean, yo, this rocks out at any given time. And it's so sweet and it's clean. The trigger pull is nice and chick, chick, chick.
Oh, of course.
You know,
it's a stemmer.
And like when I get into it with people, you know, people that tell me what they have on their guns, and then you say you're shooting a PTW or a system, and they'll be like, oh, really? And it's be like, yeah, because what you have now is a later version of what we had back then. Back then, this was the technology, and I can honestly say the reason why all these companies come out with aftermarket MOSFETs and, you know, faster motors and like, you know, dual sector and speedy gears is to mock the performance of the PTW.
Interesting.
Yes.
Right. I'm going to counter on that because for Sistemas, in my understanding, they basically replicate like a real gun as accurately as possible. And they're not known for being like super high cycle and firing as fast boys.
Well,
like,
I mean, like you have
what is the, like, because the regular RPS on a gun is 18. What RPS are you shooting with a Sistema?
I'm not sure, but it's like,
if you're doing like 18 to 25, you know, that's fine. But if you're hitting 40 or 50, like that's, in my understanding, the Sistemas could do that.
Yeah, like, well, they just came out with a new gearbox. I don't kind of trust it because it's like that new gearbox. A lot of people are fighting over this technology right now, and Sistema is the only one that made like an infinity. So so your normal gearbox for a Sistema is only like this big. It can like fit in your hand. But now they came out with one with the motor that's inside of the gearbox, and it's not in the grip. So it's all...
Yeah, because that was a big thing, because like the Sistema made like a different motor, and the motor was thinner, so you're able to get like the correct size size handle to the real gun, which was really cool.
That's because they made them off of real AR receivers.
Yeah.
You know, it's like it's like a real size receiver. I think it's real or something like that. But yeah, and now they basically made it so that the motor's not even in here. It's in there, and it's brushless, and it's small, and they have like these short, what's the word? The freaking split, the dual sector gears.
Yeah.
And now, like when you shoot them now, it's like real fast.
Nice.
You know, this already has a fast trigger pull. You know, it's super light. All you got to do is just basically touch it, and it's like a mouse click. and it's go shoot, shoot, shoot. You know what I mean? And
That's
like
what you
this is the
want.
thing, huh?
That's what you want. You want that really, really good trigger response. When you have that, it's so much fun to play.
And it's like your and your compression and everything is closed in. So so it's consistency with every shot. It's not like off. You might vary between 2 and 3 FPS, if that, per shot, but everything's super flat and it's out the box. You don't have to.
Oh yeah, you don't
upgrade
modify a
Systema.
Systema.
You don't have to. It's just right up. That's what you pay for.
Yeah.
It's like you get what you pay for. So I'm talking with people that tell me all the stuff they got in a gun, and I'm saying, well, yeah, with this one came back in the day with all that stuff in it, and they're like, oh, that's why. And then then you start to see opinions change, from people that were just like, that heard that Systema was only for fucking, that Systema was only for like elitists and snobs. And then they start to think, wow, okay, he got it because it works. He has it because he's had this gun since before I started playing Airsoft, and it has the same things that I just dumped a whole bunch of money into my gun for. But yeah.
They're fantastic guns. I find in Japan, like after someone's been playing Airsoft for a while and they decide to take it seriously, they normally buy a Systema, and that's kind of like your transition from like a casual player to like, a pro level player. But other people just love the realism of them, or they just love the functions that the guns have. That's why they buy them. But dude, for me, I don't have a Systema yet, but if I have a chance to get one cheap, because I love a bargain, I don't pay retail for anything.
And
so if I can,
yeah. And the cool thing about them is, well, I mean, I don't think it might be cool, might not be. It depends on who's buying it, but they don't drop value.
Yeah, they on the secondhand market in Japan, like, my God, they do not drop their value. Like, you might get a few free mags or something like that, but you're basically paying retail on it.
Yeah. If you sell a gun, if you buy a Systema for even $800, and that's getting it at a deal, you can still sell it for $800. Yeah. And you can still sell it for $800. You can get your money back.
Oh yeah.
And God forbid you put something fancy on it, like a new handguard, or like a grip, or like a HAL kit, like HAO. They do awesome like body kits. It's like I got a 416 PTW, wide PTW, and it's in a HAL 416 body, and the body alone is like $1,500 plus the plus the internals of the gun and everything, aftermarket hop up and all that stuff, the house cylinder, and it's worth a lot of money, but it's kind of silly. But if you invest in stuff you like.
Yeah, and buy it because you can. Like, if you want to save up to buy it, buy it. Or if you're an adult and you can just drop a G, a G. But, I have maybe 2 or 3 guns now that have over $1,000 worth of parts in it. My Tachyon is probably around $2,000 or $3,000 at the moment. I just paid $400 to get it tuned. So it's tuned and a few parts replaced. And no, that was $400. So it's if you have a high-end gun, you have to pay a lot in maintenance or become an engineer. And I'm not going to do that.
Or buy a reliable gun. I hate to sound like a snob, but I ain't got no problems with this 20-year-old gun.
Yeah, my Tachyon is 15 years old and it's doing its first service, but it's shooting 50 RPS on an SSG. So it's
that's pretty
it rattles.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I tell people too, like, airsoft guns are like race cars. You got to change the tires sometimes.
Basically,
so it's cool.
You need
It's like cool
in Japan, like, we're encouraged to do yearly maintenance. So we basically will play a season, then you'll drop your gun off at the store, pay them $50 or so, and they'll do a maintenance on it.
Is it
an overhaul? And you'll get it back, and it's perfect.
I got a lot of guns, and so I do this.
Yeah, me too.
I kind of just part of the hobby is just making sure even the ones I'm not messing with are still up to speed. Just in case I want to switch platform.
I'm not doing that. Like, I have 50 guns, and about 10 of them are game worthy. So I just play with my game worthy guns, and everything else is just part of my collection, where I bought it because I saw it in a movie and I wanted it. which is like my UMP 45. Never used it. I saw it. I wanted it. It's in the collection, staying on the wall.
I never liked that weird looking chunky gun.
It's so chunky, but like when you hold it, the stock is so solid. Like it's the easiest gun to aim.
Yeah.
Like, but it's a chunky boy, but it looks bad, but it feels good. So
that's what made me
you?
originally get the G36 back in the day, because I saw Matrix.
G36C or G36K?
The G36C.
Oh, K is better.
I thought it was like that, the second Matrix, where like remember those ninja twins, the ghosts?
Yeah.
One of them was on top of the Cadillac truck and he was shooting something, and I thought it was a G36. So I went and bought it. And this was like when Matrix 2 came out. And it turned out he had a UMP, I think. When I first saw it, I was like, holy shit, that's a G36. So I went out and bought it. And I don't even remember when Matrix was, but I spent a lot of money on this classic Army G36C. They don't even make it anymore, but I spent a lot of money for it. And come to find out, there wasn't even a gun in the movies. Yep, because I was wrong. I got the wrong gun. But I still liked it. I still liked I still liked the G36C. It was real comfortable. I beat the hell out of it. And, just got
these
going.
Things happen.
It became part of the go-on rotation.
And now for a commercial break. Are you looking for a company that puts the community first? Look no further than Hefe's Airsoft Solutions. The founding principle of Hefe's Airsoft Solutions is to offer a way for players of all types to get the greatest experience possible. Their passion is making a difference in local communities and serving each of their customers with the utmost respect. Become part of the conversation by joining hundreds of fellow Airsofters in their Discord server. There, you can find out about upcoming events, sales, giveaways, and more. Join us today and start enjoying all that Hefe's Airsoft Solutions has to offer. Together, we can make a difference in our community. And for listeners of the podcast, tap into the power of the code DEFROWE10 and save 10% on your next purchase at hefesairsoft.solutions.com. Some exclusions apply. The more you use the code, the more it helps the podcast. Okay, back to the podcast. All right, cool. So let's move on to our next question now. So you've been in the Airsoft game for quite a while. What can you tell me about this new generation of Airsofters?
Now, to old players, I always hear old guys complain, and
we like to do that. Old people like complaining. It's what we do.
And I'm not one of those dudes complain. I just kind of get in the mix. A lot of people complain about, the honor code.
Yeah, of course.
There is no way you can kind of fix the honor code. It's got to come from the player itself. If everybody's in a collective of calling their hits and being sensitive to where they are hit, everybody can get along. But when you got like just one or two people that don't want to call a hit, it fucks up, it messes up the dynamics of the game for one, because it's just like somebody you thought could be out so your team can advance is still in and shooting at you. And you're honest enough to call it when he shoots you. That's, it's like that's a dynamic, that's like a dynamic glitch that everybody, or we call it cheating.
Yeah. I think my friend Houdini says it best. It's like, when you're cheating at Airsoft, you're just stealing my money is what you're doing.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, you are. You're stealing my money because you're not letting me have fun. I've paid $40, $50, $100 to join this game.
Mm-hmm.
And you're cheating. You're just taking my money away from me.
Right. And so it's like when you're out there playing, you have to, when you're young airsofters, you want to, like all young airsofters, they want to think like the older airsofters, on how to move and how to be better like these guys.
Yeah, because we're cool.
But when you're old, you have to think like, how would the newer guys move? So we both kind of use each other. You know what I mean? It's like one goes this way and the other one goes that way, just to be relatable. You can't get mad because these guys are trying to be like you, but you can't be stuck in your ways of your old stuff. You got to think. Otherwise, you're still doing stack on the door 20-year tactics, like the tactics that are 20 years old. Like I know you've been in events or something and seen like 10 people stack on the door. Like, ready? Everybody get ready to go in. And they're like fucking announcing it really loud. And you're just inside the room like, come on in. as opposed to somebody just slowly opening the door and going in solo or with another guy instead of wasting 3 or 4 guys. It's just tactics evolve. And when you're like an older player, you got to evolve off of the new guys, you know, like you need them, just like the old guys need to learn from you. It's like, it's a continuous circle.
Yeah,
You know?
I hear that, man. So like for me, like I'll play CQB, I'll play Speed QB, I'll learn lots of cool different techniques that I can use in an indoor environment. And then when I play outdoors, I'll try to transfer those techniques and use them when I'm playing outdoors. Because when you play outdoors, you can do breaches, you can have small buildings that you need to clear, even like playing in like shrubs and stuff like that. It's very similar to CQB. If you can run or dash or slide around something and take someone out, it's incredibly good fun. And for me, like I played CQB almost exclusively for a year. And then when I moved then to playing outdoors again, I was so much faster and so much more comfortable when we went to the CQB area, because I knew what the lines were. I knew how fast I could run. I knew I could like throw a rock and make a distraction, then run up behind people. And you can just do all this ridiculous stuff. But if you only play outdoors and you only have one style of play, it's really hard to improve. But play all those different styles and try to learn something from everyone that beats you, and you get better quick.
I love the ballsiness of guys that play CQB and indoors.
Yeah.
You know, because they have no problem going through they have no problem going through a door.
No, they'll get shot or they'll take you out. But yeah, we call that the pain train. You just get 3 people ready. First person gets shot, the next 2 take everyone else out.
Right. Like Will Simmons always worry about, you know, like how is this room? Is it like a corner fed room? Is it a right side corner fed? Blah blah blah. The
shoot into both corners. No problem.
Speed guys just come right in. Boom.
Yeah, you're just like Christian Bale. Like I even I did a room clear on the weekend where I had to clear a room by myself. It was just like a hotel room, and I knew the 4 angles where people would be. I knew they'd be to the left or right of the door, and then there was a barricade, and then there was the left and right corners also had barricades. So I just did 4 shots. I just ran in, blind fired 2 shots this way, and then shot like these 2 corners. So it was just like equilibrium, like boom, boom, like that.
Yeah.
And then room was empty. No one was there, but it was still cool as shit.
Yeah. So I learned from one of my boys, and he gave me some good advice, and I give it to somebody. He said, you know, don't worry about. He said like people worry about the wrong things. He said don't overthink how to go into a room. He said once you hit that first guy, most of the things happen with quick movement. If you ain't in that room, if you ain't moving in that room in the first 3 seconds, then you're going to lose your momentum. When you hit somebody, keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. And in CQB, it really plays a good part because you're in that room and you're moving. But if you hit somebody and you just stay behind that door and wait for somebody else to get in that spot, then
you lose everything. You can't get the flank then. You can't surprise them. You lose everything you just gained. Like as soon as you kill someone, take that position.
Right.
And then kill their friends.
Yeah. And that's how you do it. You know what I mean? Thanks, Timmy Tambo. Yeah. But that's how, you know, like, he's the one that told me, he's like, yo, if you're not in there within the next 2-3 seconds, then forget about it. Wait for them to, just wait for them to refill and then try to shoot again because you overthought. Yeah, it took you too long.
Dude, I agree 100%. Kill people, keep moving. Nice. All right, next question. Let's look at turtles. We're not talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja variety, but just the Airsoft variety. So what are these turtles that you speak of?
Okay. All right, so I got a couple turtles. You know, I got like little
Michelangelo, Raphael.
I got stink pot turtles. I got big giant, like the slider turtles. And I also have a turtle suit. Now, the turtles, so I was on AliExpress just one day, and I saw this big giant turtle pillow that you can put your sleeves on, and you're all of a sudden a big turtle. And so I'm thinking...
That's the dream.
All right, so I'll tell you the story behind that. So I always carry a stuffed animal on my kit. Always got a stuffed animal. if everybody knows, you know.
I know a few people that do that. So like Stu Barker has his Chewy, that Wolf dude has his Wolf. It's
Right. Yeah, so
getting
you know,
quite common.
right. Like so I always carry around my buddy. You know, every time
That is
after like a good
disturbing.
game, after every good op, he gets a new scar. You know what I mean? He got his ear chunked off, you know what I mean? Got his eye, but I normally hang it on my back. And it's one of those things for people. It's one of those things that brings people down again. It's just like you have guys that come to the field and they take it super serious. You know, they don't smile. They're just there, you know, to kind of look the part, play the part tough. And like they kind of take the fun away from the game because we're all out here to have fun, you know. So if you're out here being super serious, a guy with a turtle, like you, I mean, a guy with a teddy bear on his back just took you out. It's just as degrading as somebody taking you out with a spring pistol, and you have $1,000 gun. Somebody just came around the corner with a Springer pump and freaking blasted you in the face, and now you're salty. So
It
I saw
happens.
this
It
turtle
happens a
suit.
lot.
Yeah. So I saw this turtle suit, and I was like, dude, this has got to be the biggest troll move ever. You know, and I mean, like when I got it, it looks exactly like my turtle. So, and everything, you know, so I wore it out to the field, and everybody was just like, you know, freaking clown and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, yeah, that's cool, because I got tired of the hit calling that day. It wasn't, you know, like nobody was calling a shot. So I was like, cool. And so I got a bunch of different platforms. I went to the sniper rifle. And so now I got like the sniper rifle and like got the ghillie hood. So I put the ghillie hood on and like the turtle shell on. And now I look like a ghillie turtle.
As
with
one
a
does.
sniper rifle, airsoft, yeah. And so I started taking people out, you know, and I'm a mod in the Aries Striker Facebook group, you know. So like I teach people how to build these, and I've got an Aries Striker. It's like an ASO2. It's a short sniper, and it's very quiet and very accurate. I mean, you know, like people brag about range with their guns. I'm out to 300, you know.
300 feet, meters, yards?
Like 300, like a football field, 300 yards.
Wow, that's impressive.
No, like 300. Yeah, it's a football field. Yeah. So, but I mean, that's like borderline effective range. You know, you got overall range where you could just keep sending them out.
What jewel is that?
It depends, but you don't really need, you can shoot a gun that's not super hot. It's just all in your hop up and barrel setup.
Yeah, you definitely need hop to get that range.
Yeah, but at our field ranges, we can go from 2.3 to 2.5.
Okay, you know? Yeah, at 2.5, yeah, you can get quite a lot of range. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it gives you a little bit of extra push. And if you use a heavier BB, it might not get out there as fast, but you know, if you got a good hop and barrel setup, you know, it'll send it out there. So I would say between 275 and 300 is like, that's like still questionable range. You might have to send it out there maybe once or twice, but they'll get it, you know, but they'll definitely get hit by it. At closer ranges for friggin' dead one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like in Japan, like our maximum range is really like 100 yards. And because we can only play at 1 joule, so even getting a 1 joule gun to do 100 yards is incredible.
But do you even feel, like, that's my question, do you even feel it at that distance by playing so low?
No, because the jewelage will drop off to almost nothing. Yeah. So you'll see it. You'll see the BB coming at you, and you'll see it hit you. Then you'll see it on the ground.
Yeah, it's just like all of a sudden you're just like.
But also when you're playing at 1 joule, you don't feel anything. Like playing 1 joule CQB where you're shooting people multiple times within a meter, yeah, you feel that. But if you're getting shot at like 40 meters, no. Like you'll see it hit you and there won't be any pain. You'll be, you got me. You'll hear it, but no, you won't feel it. Or maybe I'm just tough.
I'll over and do that one day. It's on my bucket list of places I want to go and play. You know, I want to go to Japan and check it out. And I want to play with you guys. My boy Kevin came over there random guy, Kev. He went over there for the Crytek owners meeting.
Yeah, he was over there for the Crytek. I tried to meet up with him while he was over here. I wasn't able to. Our schedules didn't meet up. I was able to meet like Scott from like a US Airsoft and
US
stuff.
Airsoft out and back.
But yeah, I wasn't able to link up with random guy Kev. I was hoping to see him while I was here.
Yeah, Kev's cool as shit. Like Kev is my homie. He's my boy. Like normally when we go out, you know, like he part of my gang, you know, and he lives like 2 hours away from me, you know. But whenever we go to the fields, you know, we all go and hook up and just link up and have a good time. But he went over there and was like, yo, play style is different. I'd like it. And he's aggressive.
Yeah. If you're aggressive in Japan, you'll have so much fun because no one else is aggressive.
He plays aggressive. Like he started off doing indoor stuff. So, you know, he has that from where he started. It wasn't like he started off in the woods and learned how to move up and all that. He just started running and gunning from the door, you know. And Kev's a real cool dude, real positive dude too. Yeah, you know.
Nice. That's what you want to do, man. You just want to run and gun. You just want to have fun. And yeah, there's no wrong way to play airsoft.
All right, yeah. So I'm out on the field with the turtle suit real quick. And after I get done, and nobody can see me because I got this ghillie hood on and I'm moving. If I want to just get quiet, I just furrow into like a thing where you just see like the shell, but it blends in with the brush so perfect you don't even notice. And so that was my turtle thing. And I love animals. I love animals. Yesterday I bought a new frog. You know, I got rabbits. I got a cat named Dennis. 2 dogs.
Was the cat called Dennis before you adopted him?
Nah, I got Dennis when he was like 10 weeks old. And
is he a menace?
Yes. We call him the Prince of Darkness. He kills animals. He's killed a couple
Your dog looks worried.
She's humping me. Get out of here. It's only me she does it to. It's weird.
All right, man. Why is adaptation so important?
Why is that? Okay. Adaptation is important in airsoft because because you have to know how to play the game. Different games have different play styles and different types. And if you don't kind of go to all these different, you know what I mean, like branches of the way you play, like you won't really be, like you won't feel comfortable in certain positions, you know.
There's definitely some positions that are very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's not like, you know, it's not like you just, like you're at a big event or something like that, and like you're point man, you know, and you're the guy that got to walk first because point men get it first. Element of surprise always.
That's why I'm second man. That's my position.
Right. It's not like you're out there sweeping mines, but you are like the first leading the charge with like, with like 10 men and you guys all spread out. But you're the one that they chose to get first. And then you realize
they don't like you.
Right. You're the one with the system and the fancy gear.
And you were flexing.
Take this guy out first.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like you got to be able to it's important because like you have to be able to blend with everything. You know, and even adaptation. It's not just game styles. It's player base. You know, you can't go out there try to be an elitist in front of everybody. You know, you got to learn how to talk to certain people, certain crowds, different airsoft communities. You know, if they can't relate to you, then they won't respect you. And a lot of times where they won't respect you, they'll kind of be reluctant to, like to treat you as fair as everybody else. I saw a guy just be a jerk on the field, like, you know, just kind of be cocky. And everybody was just like, yeah, we're going to shoot him first. And, you know,
that's what we do.
And shoot him on the way out. Yeah. You know, or, you know, and like.
I don't condone this behavior, but I have witnessed it.
Yeah. And you don't want to be.
It does exist.
You don't want to be a target.
You don't.
You know, it's like after somebody calls hit, they're walking out and players are still shooting at them. And they're like, I said, I'm freaking hit. And it's just like, dude, they just don't like you. Yeah. Like just popped you in your butt just because you were in your sights. You know. But yeah, like you have to be able to adapt.
You do.
Yeah, is it?
All right, man. So another thing that I wanted to ask you about was BB weights. I see that you're pushing for a petition for a new standard BB weight. Can you tell me a little bit about this?
Yes, I want to start it. I don't know where to start it or who to go to. Like
Change.org.
Change.org. Ah.
No, don't go there. That's for serious stuff.
Yeah, I just need to know, is there somebody in like the big room with all the TV screens and just flicking a pen and seeing everything? But so the standard weight for BB, like for BB weight is 0.2 OG, like 0.2 grams. And
0.2 grams, yes. That's the most common one because it's the cheapest to make.
Right. So what I want to know
because it makes the most.
So what I'd like to know is it the most sold?
Definitely,
nowadays?
yes.
Nowadays it is?
I would say it is because you get the best value for money. So if in Japan, like for $10, we can get 5,000 0.2s, or we can get 4,000 0.25s.
Well, so now that you say that, it is true that you guys play at like 1 joule.
Yep. And there's other countries that play at 1 joule too, but there's only a few of us actually. There's Australia. There is Italy. Italy's also at 1 joule.
Right?
Oh, sorry, not Australia. Japan is at 1 joule. Italy's at 1 joule. Other country like Spain is like 1.1 joule. Europe has some different standards. They can go they can vary a lot country to country. Germany is like half a joule. They've got a very complicated system. It's half a joule on full auto and like up to 2 or something on semi. It's a crazy system.
They might as well just get slingshots.
Yeah, but everything's on semi. Like semi works really well in Germany, but full auto actually has a new classification. They have like AEGs and SAEGs, and it's really complicated. So I'm sure someone will correct me in the comments, but I've had 3 people explain to me about the German system, but I just am bad at remembering things.
Right. Okay, so here, 0.2s are never really used anymore.
In America.
Yeah.
In outdoor play styles.
So America the U.S. just basically got hip to joule readings at most fields now. Before, it really wasn't like a thing.
Yeah.
Recent
change.
Yeah, recent changes because, people would come out and, like jack their guns up and then use heavy BBs to make them still, to make them still, just have that same feet per second.
They have the same FPS, but the joule is crazy. Yeah.
Jack up your FPS, friggin', like 80 FPS, and then use a BB 8 grams over your normal weight, and it'll still have that same FPS. Because it's like every 0.01 increase is like 8 FPS lost. If you kind of just do the math on BB weight and
which I'm not going to do.
Yeah. All right. So look, that's the reason why.
Someone who is really good at BB weight is Airsoft Dad. He did a whole piece on Instagram about the weights of like sniper.
He's one of the dads. Yeah,
he's one of the dads. There's like the 3 dads. He has custody over kids in like one part of America. I'm not sure how they divide up their kids and stuff, but he has got a great little section on the maths of airsoft snipers and shows you exactly how the energy like drops off from different joules and stuff. It's really interesting stuff.
You talking about Vic or Airsoft Dad or call sign?
But I don't remember. I don't think it's Vic. It's the other one. It's not call sign Dad. It's Airsoft Dad.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Vic is cool as shit. It's crazy.
Yeah. Vic's cool. They're both cool. They're both good dads.
And Vic knows weight and BB travel and simple hop up and barrel setups and what you can get out of the best.
I'm not saying one dad is better than the other. This isn't like a custody arrangement. No, it's not. That's not the right word.
Yeah.
Custody hearing. I don't know. I don't go to court.
But they both know different. They both know different things.
They're both good. Yeah.
All right. So like, if I could just put it real quick and easy, say you're shooting 0.2s, which is giving you 400 feet per second. If you shoot 0.5s, like 0.25s, that's like it's like every 0.01 increase in the weight is 8 FPS lost. So that's like 40 FPS off of 400 if you use 25s. So you're shooting at like 360.
So your 400 FPS will go
Right.
down to 360
So if you're
FPS.
shooting,
Sure.
yeah, so if you're shooting like 0.28s, you know, like that's like 64 FPS off around that area, so if somebody would do the math, every 0.01 increase is 8 FPS loss. But most fields, nobody uses 0.2s, and
I do see them used for some indoor games, but they're definitely not used for outdoor games.
yeah, but I want to change the standard of testing. Now fields are starting to test in chrono BBs with heavier BBs, just to get good accurate readings at fields to make sure nobody's shooting over, over the limits and over, field parameters and stuff like that.
If they're using joules, it shouldn't matter.
Right. But I mean, but you would get the same joule reading if you're shooting a heavier BB. Well, if it's typed into your chrono with a heavier reading,
If the data between the BB and the chrono is incorrect, then the data is incorrect. But if the best thing to do is, well, you can adjust your chronos very easily, but the best way to do all of your testing is that you don't test with your own BBs, because players lie. So the way we do it in Japan for a lot of our fields now is that we have to take an empty magazine to the chrono, and then they will put some BBs of their own BBs into the mag. Then they'll test with those, and they know the weights of them. And they normally use 0.2s.
Some fields over here do it, and some of them don't. I've been to fields where guys are just like, "What way you shooting?" And I'm like, I'm shooting 0.48s out of my sniper rifle. And they're like, "All right, chrono here." And when you chrono, they'll go, "Okay, you're good."
I've seen that.
What did you think? How did you know? How did you get an accurate reading?
But that shouldn't be a system for chronoing everyone. That should be a reaction and testing thing for cheaters.
Right. There's not like a standard. Fields have chronos, okay, but everybody needs a standard, way of doing it that's like universal with all fields. I had a guy say, "Oh, I do all the math in my head. You're shooting all right," and it's just like, no, you didn't. You just see that my gun shoots like, shoots like 330. Like 330 FPS. And I'm telling you what weight I'm shooting. I'm telling you which weight. It's not really an accurate reading. But the testing, I think that they need to be tested with a heavier BB, because our new standard is between a 25 and a 28.
Sure.
So I mean, I'm thinking that fields should like the normal standard weight, because everybody's saying,
there's no standard weight, because snipers will use a different weight, CQB will use a different weight, designated marksman will use a different weight, riflemen use a different weight, LMG uses a different weight. Like, everyone uses a different weight, and some people will just use a cheap weight because they don't, or just use a lighter weight because they have less money. So it's very hard to get a standard weight for everything.
Yeah.
Also, heavier the BB, the more it costs. Like 0.4, 0.5s are expensive. You don't want to put them in an LMG and just like spray them everywhere. You're just draining the bank account.
Yeah, but I know people that do that.
Yeah, I know people that do it too, but those
because they
people
want the range. Yeah, it's like because they want that range. Yeah.
It's hard to say that everyone should use the same BB weight though. Like, I love standardization. I work for a tech company, so yeah, definitely standardization is key, but can't see the benefit in it.
I mean, I would say for fields here that go by different FPS standards, like indoors, they maybe should probably use 25s as a heavier weight. Outdoors, they should start doing a standard as a 28. Because you're still getting a length and you're still getting something. The 28s are cool, but they still curve, at certain distances. That's why everybody went to 0.3s and 0.32s. But I mean, because they have the ability to cut through the brush and stuff like that with a higher FPS.
All right, man. So how can we keep Airsoft awesome?
How can we keep Airsoft awesome? be a member of, like, be a contributing member to your community. Talk to people. Always keep your books open for somebody that wants to learn. I would say there's a big percentage of people that waste your time. Or like a lot of people that are coming in with like because they're in a phase where they want to learn this, and once they're in it, they're like, okay, and then stop. That's what I mean by time wasters. I went through a bunch of that. Guys saying, I want to get on airsoft. Put me on. I'm gonna take them to the field. Take them to the field. I give them my guns at first, and it's just like, oh, this is awesome. And I'm like, okay, well, first couple times are cool. They're on me. Next couple times we play. If you want to, if you want to continue, got to buy your own stuff. And some guys, they might even take that. They might even go into phase 2 of buying their own stuff. But some of them hang with it maybe for like a year and quit.
Yeah, that happened to one of my team members. He bought his own stuff, was with us for a year now. He just doesn't join anymore.
But it still shouldn't stop you from like contributing to your airsoft community. Talk about it. I mean, if that's what you do on social media, fucking promote it. If it's even in your local field, if you got a bunch of old gear left over, give it to somebody new.
Yeah, that's what I do. I just give gear away.
Yeah, I give gear away to like the new kids and stuff like that. And like the look on a new guy's face when somebody gives them something, that's the stuff they appreciate.
Oh yeah.
It's not like you're winning a gun at an op or like a giveaway, a prize giveaway, because most people sell those anyway.
Yeah.
Most people are
because you didn't need them.
Yeah, but like that gun that they give to the new player, that's the one that he appreciates. Even if it's like a crappy gun, he'll start buying other guns and still keep that one because that's the one that he got for free.
Yeah, it's a nice thing to do for new players. I try to do that. So I give out gear. I've given away guns and stuff. And yeah, instead of selling it and getting like, a cheap price, I'd prefer like just to make someone stay and give them something nice.
Yeah. And so, I mean, and it's like, it's fine. And it's also like, but I mean, like contributed member. I'm on like, like Facebook groups and stuff like that. And Facebook can get weird when it comes to, like groups. Because a lot of people just go on there to say what they want and leave. Some people get on there to troll. Some people get on there to start trouble.
Yeah, some people go there to dump their YouTube videos and run. So only terrible people do that.
Some people, some people want to get on and just get people to look at their YouTubes, And but yeah, I think
guilty.
But I'm one of the guys that I'll put like a tutorial on how to do something. Like how to solder a Dean's unit, like how to make, like how to install how to install a MOSFET in your gun, how to change hop up, and stuff like that. I like educational stuff. If you can help educational stuff, and teach a player, you'd be surprised how many guys out there don't know how to change the bucking. You'd be surprised how many players would rather take it to a tech for somebody to change a bucking, and then they get it back, or change a motor. Be that guy with a multi-tool on the field. If you hear somebody's gun sound like it's squealing, ask them if you can see it for a second. Just like adjust their motor height. If you see some players or like some new guys on the field and like they're shooting and you're just watching their BBs drop, boom, show them how to adjust their hop up. Yeah, just be that guy. And like you can still, like when they call game, like when they call game on, be that dude that fucking takes them out and teaches them a lesson on how to not stick your head out. You know what I mean? Bust them in the head. You know what I mean?
Education through violence. Right. I like it.
Don't play the bang bang rule, but still be a nice guy. You know what I mean? Just still be a nice guy.
Shoot them with a smile.
Bam. I like that. You should coin it. And it's and it's airsoft. That's airsoft in the whole. Like on the field, I will shoot you in the head. I'm going for headshots because I'm going for to ensure that you call it.
I'll shoot anything I see, and people peek with their head. So I'll shoot in the head.
Everything exposed. You know what I mean? And like you got a lot of people like why I always shoot for the head? Shoot for the head because like when you came around that corner, the only thing that came around the corner was just your arm and your head. You
Shoot
know,
both.
and so I shot at that target, and so I'm sorry I shot your camera out, or I shot your
I'm not.
scope out. You know
I'm
what I
not.
mean? Yeah. So
Want to protect your camera? Put it in a dive case. Want to protect your scope? Put a lens protector
put
on it.
Lexan on it, right? And it just makes make it that easy.
I'm not
to do.
responsible for breaking your gear if you are running around with unprotected equipment.
I'm here to tear your shit up. I'm just that dude. I'm that guy. Yeah, like I'm here to beat up all my gear. Like I like expensive gear because, like
It
because I get
lasts
to
a
beat it
little
up.
longer.
Yeah, and I get to beat it up, and like you get what you pay for.
You do.
So I like to get this and then beat it up, but I can also do the same with cheaper gear. It just won't last that long.
Yeah.
I go into a debate with people all the time over, Chinese repro stuff versus, like company stuff from legit companies. And
It just depends how long you want it for.
well, I'll tell you,
If you're not going to play for a long time, you're only going to play like once a month or something, and you're not going to play hard, the Chinese stuff is fine. If you're playing all the time and you're getting down and dirty with the stuff, you're putting real weight plates in, and get the real stuff.
Yeah. So it's another thing, right? How can you keep it great? Be a good advisor. Let people know that whatever you want to do in airsoft is your preference. Like your style of gun, your like your choice of gear. If you want to rock a chest rig, you want to rock a chest rig. If you want to rock a plate carrier, rock one of those. I've been playing for a while, so I only, I've developed my preferences into liking the things that I like. And one thing I did find out over playing over the years is that the stuff that you buy, the expensive stuff, feels better. It works better. There's a difference between buying like a TMC, JPC, and wearing like a First Spear Strandhawk. This is so soft, it feels like somebody's just giving you a hug. And no matter how much you weigh it down, you know what I mean? Because I was rocking 5.5, 6 pound plates, and it didn't feel like anything. It just felt like it was a part of me. It's like you run a little slower, but you don't feel like something's yanking down on your shoulders. You don't feel like you're off weight or off balance. It's just like you're heavier. Plus all the gear and all your mags and everything else you got on you and your second line kit and all that stuff, you just feel like a more solid unit. But
yeah, agreed. You definitely feel more solid when you've got real kit. 100%.
What chest carrier? What plate carrier is that?
I don't know. I bought it because it looks good. It was like $200, so I'm not sure if it's real or not.
It looks like an LBX Armadas type. Like it looks like an Armadas 2. That's
Could
what,
be.
like because of the zipper. What's that?
It could be. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but yeah, and I'm a big gear. I'm good on gear. I'm not judgy, but I do look at everybody's stuff. Like,
I'm not judgy, but I judge everyone. I like that. You can make that a patch.
I ain't super vocal about it, you know what I mean? But I'm just like, and I'm a total patch fanatic. I love patches, so I got a whole wall behind this camera, the one that's facing me, my whole wall, and I've got a whole one of these bins back here, and I got bins. All these bins have gear, and they all got different stuff in them. One is just full of patches.
It's like my apartment.
Yeah,
it's just
one
gear.
is just full of patches, and I got patch companies, so I'm constantly in them, you know what I mean? Constantly in them, getting new stuff. And just, it's always a different patch on my gear. Certain ones stay, certain ones stay, and certain ones don't. Certain ones go through a rotation.
I'm the same. I like to change my patches up.
And I give them away.
Yeah.
All new players like patches. Like everybody gets in this phase, and it's just like, I get to do patches, and I let my homies just come through and just ramble through the bin. You know what I mean? And they're like, yo, can I have this? And I'm like, yeah, go ahead, take it. And they're like, yo, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? So that's also part of keeping airsoft awesome. Just be a big bro.
Giving back to the community. Yeah.
Be a big bro.
Being a bro.
Yeah, that's all. And and I could be opinionated about certain, a lot of things, but I'm still kind of helpful. I help people when I can. I'm that old uncle that would help you come together and put together, like put together your dresser or your IKEA furniture and yell at you the whole time.
Yeah, I know that uncle.
Yeah, yeah. Pass me the goddamn wrench. Shit. Can't you do anything right? You know what I mean? When we're still doing it. That's me, yeah.
So, man, thank you very much for joining us for the podcast today.
Yeah.
I think we're just about to run out of time. So it's been a blast chatting, man. You have like a wealth of knowledge on airsoft, and it's really cool chatting to someone who's been in the game for 20 years too. Like, it's nice.
Thanks. I'm a motor mouth, and I know
it happens. So. When you put people on camera and they get to talk about something they love, they just won't stop talking about it, and that's perfect. That's what makes a good guest.
And this leads to that, and it's like little aliens all over.
Nice.
But I appreciate it. Thanks. And now I'm on Defrowe. You know what I mean?
That's how we do it.
Actually cool.
This episode is brought to you by Hefe's Airsoft Solutions. Use code DEFROWE10 at checkout.